ISO 20022 updates are coming, and October is a massive month when you look at the G20 roadmap for cross-border payments. So here is everything you need to look out for in October. And I'm going to do things a little bit different in this video. I'm not going to build it up all the way to the end to finally give you the answer. We're just going to get straight into it. The biggest thing that's happening in October is there's going to be a final version of the ISO 20022 harmonization project. And breaking that down very simply, it's the harmonization of all of the messages that lie within ISO 20022 and how to link the old system into the new system. We've been talking about that for a while. What this report will be is the final version of exactly how this will be done from a practical standpoint, not an ideological standpoint, practical, like actually you need to do this, you need to do this, and the whole timeline and everything on this report. It will be the final report on the harmonization of ISO 20022. So if you're still struggling on why that's like really cool, outside of this world, this is an extremely boring conversation, but you, the smart ones who know what we're talking about here, you're gonna find this exciting when I explain it. So a few months ago, not a few months ago, maybe over a year ago, I think I was the first person to discover the messaging names, the names of the messages being sent for payments in ISO 20022. I remember finding the document, I remember downloading all the data, analyzing all the data. I remember talking with B-Rush. B-Rush, I hope you're watching this. I remember the excitement on the phone with you saying, am I really seeing this? Is this the real information? The point was, we were trying to discover which actual payment messages related to the actual value of money being transferred, right? And if ISO was going to be a flip of the switch event, then we needed to make sure that these different banks had these specific messaging names. I'm going to get into those messaging names, but before I do that, I want to explain payments again, just to clarify if there's anyone new here. I like to make things very simple for everyone to understand. Based on the feedback when I was in New York, talking to all the people that watch my videos, they really liked how simply I put things and how unbiased it was. So that's what I'm trying to do, and I'll continue to try to do that here as well. So the way a payment works in the current system is that you have a message that goes before the movement of the money. For example, if you're sending money to Bank B, you are Bank A sends a message to Bank B to say, you should be expecting a payment of $100. Are you ready to receive it? Here's the account number it's going into. Here's the account number it's coming from, all of that information. Then the payment is sent after the message, right? So the payment and the message are actually different things, but some messages indicate the movement of value. This is really important because at some point there's got to be message and then payment, but part of that message has to say, now send the payment, right? And so there are 3 different payment codes or names that we have to look out for, and those are PAIN 001, PAIN 008, and PAIN 009. This is how they kind of break down. So PAIN 1 and PAIN 8 are from the customer moving money to the bank. So if you look for your bank and you dig into the details and you find that your bank is actually now live with PAIN 1 and PAIN 8 payments, that means customers are actively transferring value to that bank using the new ISO 20022 standard. The other one to look out for is PAX 9, that's PAX 009. That is actually from bank to bank. And it's the same thing. If your bank is using PAX 9, you know that they're using an ISO 20022 message to send that value. Now, why ISO is really exciting, this 20022 thing, is because within ISO 20022, I wonder how many times I'll say that today, you actually have the ability to retrieve tokens from a blockchain environment, showing us that there is now a migration, a harmonization of the old system into the new system with a new messaging standard with lots more information in these messages, but also the ability to basically send and buy, sell, send, receive crypto within a banking environment, right? That's why it's really exciting, because we're moving towards this whole new world of blockchain, and this in the code, you can see in the code how it's being prepared. There is another one called PAX 4, but this is for payment returns, and that is usually the bank returning to the customer. So this month we can obviously expect that final report and exactly how that's going to happen and the specifics of the timeline. So keep your eye out on the CPMI and the PMPG task force documents. Whenever they come out, let me know. I'll obviously be looking for it as well. But that will be ultimately the biggest indicator as to when these things are going to happen and when they're all going to turn on, which is very exciting. There are also 2 different reports coming out that haven't come out yet in October, but they are to watch out for. The first one is a Faster Payments Systems report by CPMI, and this will essentially be a report showing us where we currently stand in the migration from the old system to the new system. If you think about it in terms of a process, you have this report that shows us where we stand right now, moving forward to that harmonization requirement report that's coming out for the G20 with the specifics of the messaging standards. You kind of, one goes before the other, but they both inform each other and they're both part of this whole system. The other report that we're looking for is based on the ISO thing that we've just talked about, but it's more about how the end user, me and you, will actually see the information about cross-border payments, because with ISO 20022, there's a lot more information that you can have in those payment messages. And therefore, when we receive or send cross-border payments, there will be lots more information for us to be able to see as well. Not that we care that much about it, but we'll be able to see lots more information. Perhaps the exact amount of time it took to send that cross-border payment, right? And that should give us a massive indicator as to which blockchain was used, right? Because if it's, Ethereum or Bitcoin, we'll have a pretty good idea by the duration of time it takes to send that payment. And if it's XRP, we'll know that that's going to be in that sweet spot between 3 to 5 seconds for any of these cross-border payments. So that's going to be a big giveaway on that report. The Financial Stability Board are in charge of that report. And like I said, it hasn't come out yet, but it will be in October. And then finally, we have something called the Cross-Border Payments Summit. This is put on by the Financial Stability Board and CPMI. And what's really exciting about this is that they're actually going to launch a whole new phase of migrating from the old cross-border payment system to the new cross-border payment system. When we look at the G20 framework and the timelines and all of that, that's all been within that kind of first phase, maybe the second phase. But so far it's all been ideological. Like, we could do cross-border payments like this. We could do things like this. We could make it faster by doing this. No, we're now moving into the new phase, which is the practical application. Like, we are now doing this. We are going to do this. We're going to use this technology, right? These pieces of information are going to come out at this summit, and I mean, many other things as well, right? We're going to have more conversations about how public and private need to work together. We're going to have interoperability is going to be a massive talking point here. And that's interoperability of regulation, messaging standards. This payment summit is going to be really important to watch, and watch all the interviews to see the little nuggets that are dropped. And if you're not going to do that, I'm going to do that, right? I'm going to watch all those videos and hopefully present some new information that maybe you haven't thought of before in these videos. If you enjoy these types of videos, please let me know. I hope you enjoyed the trip to New York for the Ripple Proper Party. If you haven't seen that already, please click the link in the description or click the I in the top right of this video. It was amazing to meet so many of you, and I'm really happy to call many of you, especially those who we took photos with, and I met my friends, my extended friends. So I appreciate you all watching these videos and supporting this channel so we can do some amazing things like go to New York and go to Dubai and have these conversations with people around the world to deliver even better information right here in the most simple way possible. I appreciate all of you. Stay emotionless, and I'll see you in the next one.